Hello everybody and welcome to the Tardis Zone. As you can see by the headline of the stream, good deed Chibnall, gift to blind fan. Now, Chris Chibnall gets a lot of stick on this channel, and rightly so, but there are times when he does do something that will, surprise fans, and I think this is one of these times, and you have to give credit where credit is due. So I'm going to read out this article for you. It's from Cultbox, so we'll put it in the link description after the stream. But as I said, he does get a lot of stick, and I think when he does do some good things, it should be highlighted. And this is actually very, very. I have to be honest, when I read this article, I was like, wow, if only he was like that with all fans and as nice. Then, even if his writing was crap, if he was nice, we'd probably, be nicer towards him. But I'm going to read this article for you and let me know what you think. Don't forget to hit that like button as well, if you don't mind. So, Doctor Who showrunner generous gift helps blind fan reach fundraising goal. 19-year-old Lewis Morehouse from Bradford, England, has reached his goal to raise the necessary funds to make his dream come true of having the world of Doctor Who at his fingertips, with a recent generous gift from Chris Chibnall. The Doctor Who showrunner, who is currently filming Series 13 of the programme, pledged 1,000 plus an estimated 250,000 in gift aid to Moore's House crowdfunder page to pay for Touch to See books to distribute for free to visually impaired children across the UK by the book's creator, publisher and distributor, Living Paintings. Now, listen, I mean, this you cannot criticize that. I mean, he pledged 1,000 plus an estimated 250. I don't know, £250. Sorry, yeah, £250 in a gift aid to Morehouse crowdfunder page. I mean, look, yeah, no matter, look, no, but this man, see, things like this kind of annoy me in a way, though, because, he can show he's a good human being. He can show that he can be nice towards fans. So, and I know there'll be cynical people out there, and listen, don't be cynical, because I don't think this is cynical. I think deep down we all know that Chibnall is probably a nice man. It's just, he's got his way of writing, and, he's not going to let anybody tell him any different. So, obviously, he's going to be the way he is. But things like this are great. I'll read along anyway. So, it says, along with this gift, Chibnall left this message on the fundraiser's page. He says, Lewis, this is a wonderful project. I think the doctor would be cheering you on all the way. All respect, admiration, and support to you. I mean, that's a nice little message from the showrunner. But he left a message on his fundraiser page. So does that mean that Chris Chibnall is actually on social media somewhere? Or did he just set up the account for that? Interesting, actually. So Touch to See books include raised tactile pictures accompanied by atmospheric, educational and entertaining audio guides. The audio guides are often narrated by famous people help fingers explore the tactile images, tell the story of the pictures, and describe their features. In this way, the sense of touch and hearing combined make up for the missing sense of sight. Color images included in the books enable them to be shared with sighted friends, family, and classmates. So that's actually very good as well. So the fan here, what's his name again? Lewis. He can actually sit down now with the family and actually watch Doctor Who, and the family, he's not isolated from his family, and his family are not isolated from him. It's something that they can actually do now, sit down together and watch Doctor Who. Listen, I have to be honest, this is what we wanted from Chris Chibnall. Little touches like this, you know, and to be more engaging with fans. This is a touch of class from him. I have to be honest, hats off to him. A fair play to him for doing this. This kid is obviously Doctor Who fan. He's probably been listening to Doctor Who over the years on the audio description thing that they do have on it anyway. But it wouldn't be the same than actually being able to experience it in some sort of way. So this tool that he's using will help him experience it in a way that he's never experienced it before. I have to say, very, very well done to Chris Chibnall there. He gets a lot of stick off me, and rightly so, but not here. Not here. This is brilliant. I mean, he can watch with his friends. When contacted by Cultbox, Lewis Morehouse gave this statement. And here's his statement now. It is absolutely mad to wake up this morning and see Chris Chibnall had given a donation. And a very generous donation too. To have such recognition from the man who literally runs Doctor Who at the moment means a lot. Thank you, Chris. I really appreciate your support. And then when you see the article, you will see a couple of pictures of Luke when he was a kid. And in one picture, he's dressed as the Doctor in the black suit. So I think it's David Tennant because he has the glasses and the hair there. And then in the next one, it looks like he has one of those touch. I don't know what the exact thing that they're called, but it's something that he touches so he can figure out. I think it's like a picture, but he touches it and he's able to figure out. So there's a couple of pictures there as well. Check them out. So it says, blind since 18 months old, Morehouse has enjoyed a world of information and adventure via living paintings books. The books helped him learn Braille by making it possible for him to see in his own way the all-important illustrations in the books. He has been a big fan of Doctor Who since he was young, and he describes on his crowdfunder page his desire to fully meet the weird and wonderful Doctor Who characters, aliens, monsters, and the voices he is unable to see. And then we have this, if I could sum up what I think is the most important thing about my campaign, I would ask a sighted person to just imagine. Close your eyes and now imagine you can't open them again. This is how it is, and now you want to read a book or watch Doctor Who. How are you going to do that? How important is reading a book to you? As a sighted person, how would you feel if that was taken away from you and you couldn't read anymore? Yeah, I get it. I'd be devastated if I lost my sight. So yeah, I get it. I really do. You know, I couldn't comprehend. I really couldn't. And I mean, he's been 18 months old, like, so he's never known anything else. Morehouse reached his goal within 35 days to spare, and now his crowdfunder page has a stretch target of additional 10,000 to raise a total of 25,000 to produce even more free touch to see books for visually impaired children. So it's his campaign to make sure that other children out there that feel that are the same as himself, that are visually impaired or blind, can experience Doctor Who the way he's been experiencing it, and the way we experience it. I think I think it's absolutely wonderful. To help Lewis Morehouse raise further funds for the Touch the Sea books, his crowdfunder page can be found here. So I will leave the link in, and if people want to donate, please do. It's a good cause. And as I said, my greatest respect to Chris Chibnall for doing that. Oh my! I mean, look, this, you know, that is wonderful. I mean, he he's just at the showing us what this man is capable of. Seriously, I have to give it to him. Really have to give it to him. That was absolutely fantastic. And to you, Lewis, I just want to say to you, what you're doing is inspirational. And the fact that you've decided that you're going to go out there, highlight this issue, and help as many kids as possible is an inspiration. It absolutely is. You're a credit to yourself. You're a credit to your mother, and you're a credit to this Doctor Who fandom. I have to say, absolutely wonderful. And Chris Chibnall, isn't it just a pity though that you didn't do? I'm not saying do more things like this, but it's a pity that you didn't engage with the fans a lot more, because a good deed like that shows the true nature of someone, I think. And the fact that you did something like that shows to me that you are a good man. I just wish you had shown it a little bit more to the rest of us. But again, absolutely brilliant. And Lewis and his family, I mean, his family, I'm sure, are very proud of him, and rightly so. It's brilliant what you're doing, young man. I just wish there were a few more fans like you in the fandom. Were that nice. But unfortunately, it isn't the case. But stories like yours and good deeds like that in the fandom, I believe, should be highlighted also. You know, as I said, he gets a lot of stick on this channel. I was sent this, and I says, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do an article, whether people watch the video or not. It's a good deed. It deserves to be highlighted. You know, Chris Chibnall has done something absolutely wonderful, and Lewis is an inspiration to us all. Absolutely wonderful. I do hope he gets his wish and gets to go to the Doctor Who set maybe and get to see some monsters. And like he said, I would love that to happen. I'd love to then see the video of it. I think it'd be very heartwarming. I think, you know, again, it would show a side to the production team that we don't actually get to see all the time. But this story is absolutely wonderful. It is. And, you know, the more we see of this, you know, good deeds like this in the fandom, that's what it's all about. That's what the fandom used to be all about, you know. And fair play to Chris Chibnall. I have to give it to you, mate. You know, I've hammered you on this channel because of your writing and the way you've behaved towards fans. But this is classy. This is classy. And you know what? As I said, it's just a pity that we didn't see more of this from the production team, be more open with fans. And it's a pity, because you know what? Even if the stories were as bad as we were getting, if Chris Chibnall had been open with fans and being a bit nice to fans, yeah, there'd still be fans giving out to him because of what he'd done. But it's at least there'd be some sort of communication between the two, and it wouldn't be as fractured as it is. That's what I was thinking, Tardis time. I hope with this, you know, I know that the country in the UK is opening up again. Whether you agree with it or not is besides the point. But I would love Lewis to get his wish, you know, Because that'd be the cherry on top, really, wouldn't it? It would. It would. And he's doing a good thing. He's doing a good thing. There are other kids out there, remember, and adults that are Doctor Who fans that don't get the experience of watching the show the way we do. Now, forget about the quality of the show, right? Right now, right? That's beside the point. Think about it though. They're not able to experience what we're able to experience when we're watching Series 11 and 12 or past Doctor Who. They would have having to put on, as I said, there's the audio for impaired hearing, and you get someone describing what's happening in the scene. But now they get a better experience, and Chris Chibnall giving a donation is classy. We don't hear from the man for months, and then he comes out and does something like this. I mean, how can you? You can't knock him. You can't knock him. Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Have to be honest. But listen, let's hope, as I said, let's hope he gets his wish. And gets to go. And I wonder, actually, I was just thinking as well, I wonder if they've somehow managed, because now that this is actually out in the open now. This is the good thing about the Chris Chibnall donation, though, is okay. Even though people probably would have known about Lewis's crowd fund, it's after getting a lot more attention now, right? So I wonder now, because as you know yourself, there's an interactive experience actually going on called Time Fracture. And the reviews are mostly positive, actually. I haven't seen many negative reactions, to be quite honest. I've seen mostly positive. But I wonder if they've taken the visually impaired people into account when they've done Time Fracture. Because I think that would be a nice little touch as well. It showed that BBC and the Doctor Who production team and the people behind all this stuff are taking all of that into account. Because it is important that all that Doctor Who, for whoever the fan is, that program is being able to watch by all fans, and they're able to experience the show. So I think it's great that it's being highlighted. What I'll do is as well, I'll put the article in the link description. And then what I'll do is I'll scroll down the article and I'll actually go into the crowd fund. And what I'll do is I'll put the link to that separate to the article. So if you still want to read the article and you just want to go in and give a donation, you can go and do that instead. If I can do it, of course. If it allow me to actually put the two links separate. If not, the article will be there. Scroll down. There's actually it'll tell you where to go. And if you want to donate, please do. Because as I said, it is something good. Yeah. I have to say, but look, Matthew says it as well. It's like we don't see enough of this. We don't see enough of this. As I said, people will still have their problems with his era, but I think if Chris Chibnall had been a little bit more open with fans and willing to engage, maybe he could put some fans' minds at ease, Yeah, I don't know. That's for another day anyway. Yeah, that'd be a good idea, Tardis time. They should take Lewis the Time Fracture. Well, if it's interactive, which I think it is anyway, that would be a great idea. I'd just be a little bit careful, because whether people have different opinions on whether we should stay locked down or whether we should open back up again. And I'm not going to argue either side. At the end of the day, you have your opinion, right? But what I will say is that, if you just have to be careful. You know, so I hope he gets his wish. But at the same time, I'd be worried. You know, as some people have mentioned, you know, that virus is not going away. Whether people think it's a hoax or not, I don't care. The virus is real, though, right? That's the one thing we can all agree on. Now, people are disagreeing on how bad it is. That's fine, right? You're entitled to have your opinion on it. But at the end of the day, we have to be careful when we go out there, you know. So it's good. But what I would suggest is, guys, if you still, I know the pandemic's been hard on everybody financially, but if you can spare a few quid, you know, go in and donate. As I said, it is for a good cause, and it will help a lot of people out there. And you know, the Doctor Who fandom can do some wonderful things, and even through these dark times, the fandom has done amazing things. If you think back to Emily Cook's watch-alongs, right? I was skeptical at first, but it turned out to be one of the best things that happened to the fandom. Then we got the little lockdown stories. Again, it doesn't matter where you fall on those little stories, right? The fact is, we got new content, right? It bred new life into the fandom. People were starting to get on with each other. And then a couple of people didn't like a particular episode she picked. And then that was the end of the Doctor Who lockdown. And that's when the fandom then, after that incident, the fandom then completely went the opposite direction, and it hasn't came back. It's still going in that direction. So, you know, there has been good deeds in this fandom, and if there's any more, I'm going to be highlighting them, because for the simple fact is, you know, there's so much doom and gloom anyway, that it's nice to talk about some of the good things that are happening. And this that's what I mean. Look, the lockdown was tough on everybody, but it would be tougher, especially for people that are living with disabilities. Of course it is. Of course it is. You know, it's bleeding horrible, lads and ladies, man. This I know. Look, I'm 40 odd years of age. I never thought that my generation or me myself would ever experience something like this. I thought life was great. Yeah, we were growing up in the 80s. It was tough, hardly any money. The 90s, it was a bit tough until we got to the Celtic Tiger years in this country. You know, but I never thought we'd experience something like this. And our lives have been turned upside down. And it has been tough on everyone. But you're right. There's a lot of people as well that live alone. You know, think about the loneliness with them. You know, they can't, not being able to go out. You know, simple thing listen, I lived on my own for a long time before I got married, right? The one thing about living on your own is, you know, it might be lonely sometimes, but you can find ways of, you know, kind of keeping your spirits up by like going for a walk, or, you know, doing something, just going to the pub, having a pint, whatever. A lot of people haven't been able to do that. And then a lot of people that were, you know, that think they've been are mentally strong, they've ended up cracking as well, because we're not used to being locked down. You know, we're a free species. We like to get out there and mingle. And for the last 18 months to 2 years, whatever it is now at this bleeding stage, you know, our lives have been turned upside down. But it's been difficult. And we've got to remember that there are people, like we've had each other. You know, there are people out there that haven't. And that's sad. But I do believe it will get better. I do. Because what's the point if it doesn't? You know, you have to believe it'll get better. And hopefully it will. You know. But there you go. What can you do? All you can do is just be there for someone. And then, little stories like this always perk everybody up. That's why I wanted to do this story, actually. When I received it, I said, listen, do you know what? There's so much doom and gloom around. People need a positive story. And even if they don't like the man in Chris Chibnall, when they hear what he does, they will give him the credit. And he deserves the credit. He deserves credit. Deserves credit. But as I said, it's absolutely wonderful to see. Have to be honest, that the showrunner of this show actually helped. It's good. Well done, Chris. Well done. So someone has said, just to let you know, YouTube have blocked my last 4 messages in this chat. I'll tweet screenshots to you so you can see what they are blocking. It's getting silly. Yeah, do please. Do, because some people actually have been sending me screenshots of me chat, and there's people in it that I can't even see. It's getting that bad. So yes, send them to me. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, look. You guys have helped. That's why I've been streaming a lot. You guys have helped me just as much as you guys say that. Listening to other people on their streams help you guys. So we've kind of helped each other through this. I don't think half of us would have got through it if we hadn't got each other on these channels. So yeah, we've all helped each other. So we all, have tried our best. Yeah, it's happening quite a lot. I know. Disaster area says, I live on my own, but Noel and others have helped. Thank you, Disaster. Listen, you guys have helped me too. It's not a one-way thing here. It works both ways. You have helped me as well, even on my even at my lowest ebbs. It's and that's why, if I'll just say, that's why if I see that some of my friends are being upset or are getting stressed, I'm going to say something, and I might end up getting a bit of stick and backlash for it. But at the end of the day, as I said, I am very protective of certain people on this channel. And if I see that they're upset or stressed over something, I'll say something as well. That's another part of it. It's not acting personal. Everybody's mental health is suffering, and it doesn't need to be made worse. Simple as that. I've been through a lot these last 3.5 years on this channel, and if anybody knows anything about being stabbed in the back, or people being disloyal, or people not showing up for streams and stuff like that, come to me. I'm your guy, because it's all happened to me. I've even had big guests that were coming on, and then the very last minute didn't show up. So, things like that can happen as well. You just have to learn that these things happen, and you just move on. No point moaning about it or getting stressed about it or stressing anybody else out about it. It's not the way to do things. You have a big heart. It's much appreciated. Look, I'm not going to say I'm a perfect human being. I'm not. I've got me flaws like the rest of us. But, my heart will always be in a good place. And when I do certain things out there that people don't understand, it's because, as I said, look, I'm gonna be out straight. I have certain people on this channel that I really care about. And as I said, If I see them being upset or see that they're stressed, I'm going to defend them. I'm going to come out and speak up because, you know, they've defended me. They've came to my aid. They've protected me. They've stood by me when people were accusing me of all sorts. And then those very same people went out and investigated and were able to prove that it was other people. You know, I owe them big time. I'll always have me friends' backs. That's the point I'm trying to make. Disaster area says I've met some good people on here and try and help where I can. I just want people to get on. Yeah, I agree. I don't want to be fighting with anybody or anything, you know, but in certain circumstances and situations, you can only keep your mouth closed for so long before you have to say something. And you know me, I've never been one to shy away from saying something, so I'm not going to stop, you know. Even though people says you've kind of toned down a little bit now, you're not as critical as you used to be. That's not true. Of just the thing about it is that there's no point of moaning and complaining about the same crap all the time. But again, I will always look at anybody. I think everybody's seen over the last few weeks because, you know, there's been a couple of rumblings from the other side. They're starting up again, and I tell you, I've been as vicious as ever. Right? These kids want to start up again because they're starting to harass people as well. That I know. You know, there's no point. But I won't stand back and stay silent if people think I will. Don't worry. Those people will be put in their places again, like they were for the last two and a half, 3 years, right? They've tried to take me down so many times, and I'm still here. Well, look, I'm just the one main goal about this channel was that, you know, was to tell you how I felt about Doctor Who. 1900 subs later, we've built a community. There's genuine friendships between some of yous out there. It's absolutely wonderful to see. And as we've also seen, a lot of YouTube channels have been created and encouraged to be created on this channel. And they've went on to do great things. It's something to be proud of. But yous are all part of that journey. Every single one of yous have played a part. So, you know, this channel gets a lot of stick all the time by the other side, but I have to say I've never met a nicer bunch of human beings. I have to be honest. Yous are all great. Yous all have each other's backs. It's great when one is in trouble, yous will always be there for each other. And there's been times in the live chat where people have come in, they felt really down, and yous have all rallied around that person. So I'm proud of yous. I'm proud of this community. And I'll always defend it against people that I think might be harm to that and my friends. And that's just the way I am. And that's the way I'll always be. Yeah. And that's why we need more positive stuff happening in this fandom. And a lot of it does happen. You know, you guys don't make a song and dance about it. You know, as I said, there's been plenty of people have come into this chat and have told us, you know, out straight, they're lonely. You know, they're struggling. And yous have all rallied around. And yous have all tried to cheer that person up. And I see it every day on Twitter as well. You know, Lee, for example, he seen someone was upset. He was straight in there trying to cheer them up. You know? It's the way we should always be. Be there for each other. That's why I will always defend you, because, you know, you have made this channel what it is. So thank you. But as I said, if you want to donate to Lewis's crowdfunder, please do. As I said, it is for a good cause. And again, well done to Chris Chibnall for a lovely gesture. Well, it's not a gesture, but a lovely deed. You know, as I said, he gets hammered on this channel quite a lot because of his writing and his attitude towards fans, but you cannot deny that this was a class act from Chris. And you know, again, he gets, you know, again, I will say, you know, if he hadn't have done that, you know, it's after getting so much more exposure now. So there'll be a lot more people willing to go and donate and have, you know, Chris Chibnall has brought more attention to this. So it's absolutely wonderful for him. I do hope Lewis gets his wish and even gets to see the Tardis, you know, because that's his wish. He'd like to go on set and meet the different villains and monsters, and you know, it'd be lovely. And it'd be nice if Jodie Whittaker actually sent a little video as well. I think that would be a nice touch, actually. She probably already has, I don't know. We'd have to look further into that. But it'd be nice if there was a little message from Miss Whittaker, as she is the current doctor. But she could be busy filming, so, you know, we have to give her, you know, the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? Yeah, it'd be nice to see a little message from the current doctor to Lewis. I think that would really top it all off for him. But well done, Chibnall, for a great deed. And as I said, if there's any more of these positive stories happening in the fandom, the world of Doctor Who, I will highlight them, because as some have said in the chat there, this really cheered them up today, hearing this story. And I think it was a good story, and it does deserve to have the attention, the public attention. He's done something wonderful, he has, and it must be highlighted. You know, no matter what we think of his writing or him personally, this was a classy touch from Chris Chibnall. So well done, Chris Chibnall and the Doctor Who team. Congratulations, Lewis, on your crowdfunder. I hope it goes absolutely fantastically well, and I hope you can help as many people out there as you possibly can. It's absolutely wonderful, as I said. And when more stuff like this comes around, folks, more positive stuff about the fandom, I will highlight it, because let's be honest, we all know that it's not all doom and gloom out there. There are some good things happening out there in the fandom. They just don't get highlighted as much. And I am determined to highlight them, because, you know, for far too long, I have focused on the negative side. Let's be honest. I have done some positive stories, but not as many as I probably should. So I will be highlighting more positive stuff, because it's not all doom and gloom, you know. And there are some heartfelt stories like that, and some good deeds going on in the fandom that we don't really hear about, or we don't even really look for, because, you know, we're so entrenched in talking about, you know, how bad Chris Chibnall is and how bad the show is. And I kind of want to move away from that. Listen, when Series 13 comes around, I'll be watching it and doing me reviews. So if there's anything, and don't get me wrong, a few of us already think Series 13 is going to be a shit show. So there'll be plenty of moaning to be done, right? But for now, I'm going to focus on positive stuff. Because when Series 13 comes around, if it's not good, Jesus, oh man, we'll say no more. But Disaster Area agrees. We need more good stories, news stories. Again, folks, as well, though, do me a favor. A lot of you are on social media. If you do see any positive stories, you know, that are happening in the Doctor Who fandom, or in any other fandom, you know, let me know. Let me know. Send me a link, so I can read it out and highlight it as well, because as I said, it's not all doom and gloom out there. And when I launch my new panel show in a few weeks' time, we will be talking about the good as well as the bad in Hollywood. As I said, it's going to be a more balanced situation I'm trying to get on this channel, because there are different opinions out there, right? And people are entitled to their different opinions, but at the same time, it'll make a great debate. Not any fighting, won't tolerate that nonsense either, or any insults. That's not going to be happening. We're going to act all professional. But we will be discussing those good things that are happening as well as the bad things. And I do believe that that's the way all channels should be anyway. But that's just a personal opinion. People have a way of running their channel the way they want to run their channel. But I think it's time that we started highlighting some good stories as well. There's too much negativity in society anyway, let's be honest. And now we go on to YouTube and it's negative all the time. Let's be honest. It's negative all the time. So let's talk about those good things. That's why I do the movie streams and sliders and stuff like that. And the Doctor Who watch-alongs. Because, I want to do positive stuff as well. Because not all doom and gloom. Right, where did you send them to me on? Is it Twitter? I'll have a look now. Hold on. Let's have a look. So yeah, it's you're probably wondering why I'm up this early, by the way. Well, I literally slept all day yesterday. All the way through till 3 o'clock this morning. I got up for about an hour, and then an hour or two, and then I fell back asleep and I woke up at 10. So my sleep pattern is all over the place. So I was sitting, I was up, and I said, I had this story and I was going to do a pre-record. And then I decided, why just go live? Just go live. So I decided to go live. So if some of you are wondering why I'm up at before noon, that's why. My sleep pattern is all over the place. Right, what am I looking for again? Oh, the messages. Twitter. Did you send them to me? Oh no, hold on. Okay, there we go. Okay. What? Why would YouTube block them? So I'll read out our comments, right? So this is what she wrote. She wrote, the story about Louise Morehouse was highlighted on BBC Regional News a few days ago. I have put the TV report on my YouTube channel if anyone would like to watch. And then obviously that was removed. So they typed the comment again and it was removed again. And then another one then, if you go to my YouTube channel, it's the last video I posted, or search on YouTube for Doctor Who for the Blind as reported on BBC TV. It's a lovely story. So obviously Alison here has been covering the story as well. So if you would like to check out Alison's channel, if one of me mods actually could go in themselves, because if our comments are being blocked, then obviously she won't be able to put the link to our channel in. If someone could put the link to our channel in so you can go and check out that video. But that's weird. That's weird. That shouldn't be happening. That shouldn't be happening. But I have noticed. Here's the weird thing. I've been looking at the performance of the channel. Videos are doing well. Views are up, right? But the views are up, but there's something that's down, and it doesn't make sense. Yeah, the views are up, but the watch hours are down, right? And that makes no sense whatsoever, because if the views are up, the watch hours would be up. Now, I'll check it one day and the watch hours will be up. I'll check it the next day and the watch hours will be down. Also, what happens as well is I lose around 10 or 12 subscribers every 2 or 3 weeks. That's YouTube doing their purge. But I've also noticed the people lately now have been coming to me and saying, even if I leave a comment on one of your videos, it's not coming up. So I'll go in then and I'll check, and it's in the held for review section. And I'm like, so Google are coming down hard, right? And what will have to happen is, if you still leave a comment and you don't see it up, you will have to let me know. It's the only way. I will check. I do obviously check every day to see if there has been any comments held for review. And I do then accept them all and put them up. You know me, I've never censored any of you guys. I only get rid of the people that are trying to cause trouble on the channel. But all you guys, Matthew's been here with me from day one. He'll tell you there's not one time that I've ever removed anybody's comment unless they've been a nasty piece of crap. That's the only time I would. And of course, yeah, the disaster could be a particular word, but listen, yeah, someone's comment, right? I'll give you a laugh. Someone's comment was actually held for review, and all they said was, Chibnall is a bad man, right? That was it. That was the comment. Chibnall is a bad man, and they held that for review. So that's how ridiculous it's gone. We've got Enigmatic Joker in the chat as well, and the Clone Ranger. So just to fill you all in one last time, so Chris Chibnall has done something wonderful. Now he gets a lot of stick on this channel for his writing and stuff, as we have pointed out, but he done something absolutely brilliant, and I wanted to highlight it because he does get a lot of stick. And, you know, I do get accused of bashing him all the time. And rightly so. I mean, look, give me something good to talk about and I'll start saying positive things. So I had something positive. And the positive thing is this, and I'll just give you the headline, right? I'm not, because if you want to know what's going on, go back to the very start of the video. I talk about it straight away, so there's no big long rant from me or anything. But I'll read it. I'll read the headline. So Doctor Who's showrunner's generous gift helps blind fan reach fundraising goal. So Chris Chibnall had pledged 1,000 plus an estimated 250 in a gift aid to Morehouse crowdfunder fund page to pay for a Touch to See books to be distributed for free to the visually impaired children across the UK. So, you know, credit where credit is due. So basically, I read out the article and gave my opinions on it. I will leave the article in the link description. And there's also a link in that article if you do want to donate to the crowdfunder page. Please do. It goes to, as I said, this will help visually impaired children get equipment for free that will help them, because he's a Doctor Who fan, so it'll help them. It'll help them have because Lewis has been using this stuff, and it's helped him quite a lot. And now he wants to help other kids Chris Chibnall seen it and decided that he was going to donate. And I have to say, it was absolutely brilliant from Chris Chibnall, and deserves the credit there, because he does get hammered a lot. But that was a lovely gesture, and nobody can deny it. Absolutely fantastic. So fair play to him. But I did say, what a shame that he hasn't been like this for over 3 years, or whatever it is, how long he's in charge, with all the fans. It would have been nice to see this side of Chris Chibnall instead of the side that we have often seen. So that's why I'm highlighting this, because look, he gets a lot of stick. He's done something absolutely wonderful there. He's also highlighted his fundraiser, which means, it's going to get a lot more of attention now. And Lewis and his parents can go and help a lot more children now. And, we've seen people like Marcus Rashford feed the kids of the UK with his campaign, sending meals around to families that are struggling, that, the school meals that they normally get, well, they're not getting them. So parents, and Marcus Rashford went down and did all of that good stuff. There's a lot of good people out there doing some good stuff. It's just not being highlighted. And that's what I said. I'm going to start highlighting some of the good, positive deeds that are going on in the fandom, because it's not all doom and gloom. And Marcus Rashford is a top lad. I'm also a Manchester United fan, so I'm very proud of him. His mother should be very proud of him. And the country should be very proud of him. But unfortunately, we've seen a small minority of fans who haven't been quite generous to the guy, and have been racially abusive towards him. I have to say, the one thing that put a smile on my face yesterday was to see the people of Manchester and the whole of England come together against these racist minority. And it was also great to see that the police themselves have made some lovely arrests. And I say lovely because they should be locked up and the key thrown away. Absolutely disgusting. Now, I will say this for the people out there that are denying, right, and saying that they didn't see any racism on Twitter, because I've seen a few people say, I don't know what people are talking about, I didn't see it. Fair enough. Just because you didn't see it doesn't mean it didn't happen. I saw it firsthand. I even predicted it would happen at the start of the Euros. I said it. Soon as England lose, this is what will happen, right? Because we've seen it in football. Unfortunately, the cases of racism in football has risen. Now, the politicians out there will say, well, it's not just a footballing problem. I do agree it isn't just a footballing problem, but most of it is happening in the stadiums. But it does need to be cracked down on hard. So I'm glad there has been a lot of arrests, and that's why I called them lovely, because I'm glad they found these people. Throw away the key now. They're vile. Imagine, going after 3 young kids who missed penalties, and it can happen. And they've even put out statements saying they can't understand how they missed it. They're trying to explain and justify themselves. They don't need to. Lads, listen. The fact that you all stood up and took a penalty in the first place, that was brave. Right? You don't need to come out and justify yourself. These things happen. Even, it doesn't matter what level of the game that you're at, right? You could be in your backyard and knock penalties in 10 out of 10, right? You could do the same in training, 10 out of 10. But it's a different story when you're on the pitch in front of 60,000 fucking fans, right? And you're taking a penalty and there's a lot of pressure on that penalty, right? Sometimes they'll go in and sometimes they'll go out. But the disgusting behaviour after that, because they missed those penalties, was disgraceful. Those young lads have brought joy to a nation. That England team do you know what? That England team's a credit to the people of England, and they don't even realise it. I don't care whether you agree with their politics about them taking the knee or stuff like that. They said and did the right things all the way through that tournament. They were never arrogant, right? They always said one game at a time, right? And in fairness, I think Gareth Southgate has kind of hung the young kids out to dry, to be quite honest with you. He was the one that made the decisions, right? Now, I will say to all you guys there that I said on the night when all of this happened, where was the senior players in the England squad? Why didn't they step up to take a penalty? Why isn't people asking that question? Leave the young lads alone. They stood up, they were brave. Unfortunately, it didn't go their way. They got to a final of a major tournament, 2 semi-finals before that. You ought to be proud of that team, you bunch of morons. If my Irish team was as good as that and got to 2 semi-finals and a final, yes, I'd be gutted that we lost. Absolutely devastated, right? But at the same time, I'd be saying what a great achievement from that young side. Now, the people in Manchester, fair play. And the artist went and fixed Marcus Rashford mural. But the thing about it was the people in Manchester coming together and the little notes. And there was one little note that Marcus Rashford highlighted, and it got to me big time. And it was the one where it says, thank you, Marcus, for putting food on my table. Thank you, Marcus, for putting food on my table. By the way, may I point out that it's not Marcus Rashford's job to put meals on people's table. It's the government's. It's the government's, and they have failed. They have failed the children of the UK. So instead of going after him and saying he's virtual signaling him and he's only doing all this for this, that, and the other, no, he's not. He didn't have to do fuck all. He was a multi-millionaire footballer. He doesn't have to do anything. But he's using his platform for good. He's putting food on people's table. Kids that cannot be fed. The government have failed. He shouldn't even have to be doing that. But the fact that he is doing it shows, because he went through it himself. He knows what it's like for his mother to struggle and not put food on the table. He doesn't want other kids to go through that. The government has failed. How dare those people that attacked Marcus Rashford? How dare he is? And you know what? I even said it at the time, right? Some of these racist pieces of crap, Marcus Rashford probably put food on the table. He is hypocrites. He probably went down and took the meals. He used to have no problem. And because he missed the penalty, get some perspective, you fucking idiots. Right? The world is falling apart, and yous are going mad over a missed penalty. I know. I don't know how anybody can hate a kid like that. All the lads on the English team that were targeted, like, they don't deserve it. Even Sancho got it. You know, Raheem Sterling got it. Without Raheem Sterling's goals, you just wouldn't even got as far as you've got. So I don't get it. Guy bangs in goals for you to get you where you are, and yet soon as it goes wrong, you turn on him. So this is what I've observed. They're English if they do well, but they're not English when they lose. These are disgusting. I don't even like the English football team because I'm an Irishman, but I'll defend them. I'll defend our players. They behaved very well, said all the right things, did all the right things, and then they get all of this crap. Not deserved. Not deserved. All those racists, I hope they're caught. I hope they're sent to prison. And yes, sent to prison and re-educated. right? Because we can't be having this anymore. And look, at people can deny that, whatever. They can say that racism isn't systemic. I'm not saying it is either way. But what I'm saying is that this final showed that there definitely is an issue with racism in England. And the people out there will have to ask questions. Why? Why? Yeah, I agree with you, Alison. I mean, I'm a football fan. I can get very upset with my team. Trust me, I can. But I wouldn't resort to racial abuse. You know, I remember last season, I think Marcus Rashford missed an open goal. And like, I lost it. I was saying, how the hell could you fucking miss that? Jesus fucking Christ, on 100 whatever, a grand a week, blah, blah, blah. Right? Nothing racial, you know? You don't go down that route. You just don't. People have to be better than that. They do, you know? And by the way, it's a small minority like that that gives the left all the ammunition that they need, by the way, folks. You know? So when stuff like this happens, we have to come out and condemn it. Not because it's the right thing to do. Well, it is the right thing to do, but because, you know, it can't be tolerated. You know, we have to move on. You know, it's 2020, 2021 now. I mean, we should have been way past all divisions and stuff like that by now. And yes, look, there are organizations out there that don't help the situation, but we got to start standing up and, you know, and saying something. Can't let it continue. We can't. Because we'll end up destroying ourselves. We'll end up destroying ourselves. And for what? Can we not all live in peace? We're all one. We're human beings. We're human beings. You know, we've achieved a lot of greatness, right? It feels like we're going backwards now. But I do believe that we could achieve even greater things if we just put our petty differences aside, you know, all of this other rubbish, and just work together for a common goal. But we don't do that. That's the problem that we have. Right, listen, I'm going to go. What day is it today? I've lost all sense of reality. It's Thursday now, isn't it? Yeah. Well, myself and Alpha will be doing Sliders review. But just until I figure out what I'm doing, the watch-alongs are not happening right now. Because I just need a bit of time to figure out what I want to do. To be quite honest with you, so we'll have Sliders tonight. We'll have 2 episodes, so come and join us for that. That'll be myself and Alpha Omega. That'll be later on. So yeah, so that'll be later on. If anything else pops up in the meantime, there might be another live stream. Or if I see something that interests me, I might come back on. I'm gonna have another cup of coffee, maybe a little bite to eat. So maybe after that, I might come back. Might actually. Do you know what I'm actually gonna do? I might actually stream on my other channel. So if you want to see me play a bit of Fortnite, I'll be live on the other channel. That's what I'll do. So if you want to join me on my other channel, that's the Irish Geek. The Irish Geek. I haven't streamed there in about a week now, I think it is. So due a stream there. I'm going to stream a bit of Fortnite. You can hear me going crazy. Me and games, we just don't get on either. But if you want to join me there and see me lose the plot, playing games, join the Irish Geek and subscribe if you haven't, please, because we'll be doing a lot more stuff on that channel as well. Yeah, can't wait. Right, listen, thanks for joining me. And again, well done, Chris Chibnall and Lewis. Well done. I hope you're able to help as many children out there as possible. I think it's an absolutely wonderful thing that you're doing. And it was a nice little touch from Chris Chibnall. So credit where credit is due. Right, folks, so I'm going to leave it there. Don't forget to hit the like button anyway, won't you? As I said, if you haven't subscribed, and please do if you like what you've heard. And as I said, hit that notification bell as well, so you're notified for when I have live streams or videos as well. Right, I'll leave it there. Thank you all for joining me. These have been wonderful. Thank you. I can't believe it's before 12 noon and we have 10 people watching. I appreciate it. I'll see if I could do more of these little streams anyway. As I said, you know, my sleep pattern comes back to normal now. I might be able to do a couple of daytime streams. That'll be great. But I'll talk to you all soon. And thank you for all contributing in the chat as well. Stay safe, look after yourselves, and we will talk very, very soon. Thank you.